the Healing Hour, and this is Tyson Bannigan, the Energy Detective, and we're live and available for you for the next 1 hour from 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time to answer your questions on dowsing and energy healing and to help you clear whatever. Number of ways to be involved in this call. You can phone in toll free 1-866-369-7464 or 1-866-dowsing. That might help you remind you of the number that you can use. You can also head over to the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy on Facebook, and you will find the link there to join me in the lobby and then live on the show. So join me on the show. Click the link through your smartphone or through your webcam. So this is a call for October the 4th, 2017. Normally the call Tuesday. Unfortunately, after an hour show yesterday, I discovered that the sound was not working, which is a bit disappointing. So I was literally talking to myself, giving wonderful healings for 1 hour, wondering why nobody was joining me on the call. So I've decided to redo it for this hour, today on Wednesday, when regularly it is every Tuesday. So please use this link to join me live or to phone me at 1-866-369-7464 or type your comments in. Oh, here comes Melissa Johnson. So hi, Melissa. I can only see your ceiling again. So if you could bring your camera down, there you are. So I'm going to bring you live into, there you are. Can you hear me, Melissa?
Yes. Yes.
Wow, this is the third person that has actually ever shown up live on the call. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so welcome to the call. Yeah, most people don't understand that this is what this technology will allow is for you through Facebook Live to join. You don't have to even phone in. You can just join through your webcam. So we had a good session. Thanks for getting hold of me. And is there anything that you'd like to deal with right now?
Are you talking to everyone or just me?
Yeah, you.
Oh.
You're right live.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not sure where to start. I don't know.
Well, let's maybe deal with, I know that you were saying that one of the things was your energy field. So let me tap into your energy field. Can I do that?
Yes.
Because we didn't do that on the call today. So I'm just going to use a pendulum. This is my pendulum. I'm just going to check on a scale of 0 to 100, with 100 being ideal. So right now your energy field is about 50%. So that means no matter what you're doing, whatever good food you're eating, and I know you're eating organic, whatever good water that you're drinking or clearing that you're doing or theta or whatever, 50% of your energy is going elsewhere. So then the question I'd like to pose to you is, how would you like to wake up in the morning and have twice as much energy?
I would.
Yeah, right. Who wouldn't? So that's why the deep clearing and the short clearing after 21 days is so valuable, or having, or doing the other deep work that we talked about, whether it be, using quantum sound therapy, using your voice, or whether it's removing toxic emotions or core fractures. So let's just see if we can bring that down right here in this moment. So I'm not going to even identify or try and figure out what the non-beneficial energies are. Let's just clear them using the short form. So it would go like this. So do you have a pendulum with you?
Yes, I do.
All right. So if you could spin your pendulum counterclockwise while I do this clearing, and I'll do it on my own and see where we are, and then we'll do it together. So I translate, transmute, transfigure, heal, and repair all non-beneficial energies in and around and through the being Melissa Johnson, and I undertake this clearing with the assistance of my light team. Spin your pendulum counterclockwise. Are you doing that?
It's going counterclockwise.
Okay. And I undertake this clearing with the assistance of my light team and Archangel Michael, and I clear Melissa through the multidimensional layers of her being and throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both known or unknown. And because, you showing up in my life, there's things for me to learn about myself too. So I will say the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. And I declare it so be it. It is done. Thank you. So I'm just going to let the pendulum, it's still rotating, as you can see here. I'm going to let it come to rest. And then I'm going to tune into your field again. So right now, you actually cleared up really quickly. So let's just see whether will this last for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. So it should be, you should have some relief for 3 or 4 hours. And then you need to do this type of clearing again. And so let's just let me help you do it so that you get used to the words. Can we do that?
Sure.
Okay, so say after me, spinning your pendulum counterclockwise. I'm Melissa Johnson.
I'm Melissa Johnson.
Clear all non-beneficial energies.
Clear all, did you say non-beneficial energies?
Yes, correct. In and around and through my being.
In and around and through my being.
And any geopathic stress.
In any geopathic stress.
That may be adversely affecting my residence
That
or
may
house.
That may be adversely affecting my residence or house.
And I undertake this clearing.
I undertake this clearing.
With the assistance of my light team.
With the assistance of my light team.
Is there beings that you want to identify? Like you want to say guardian angels or Archangel Michael or the heavenly host, or you can identify them or just say my light team.
My light team is fine.
Okay. And I undertake this clearing throughout the multidimensional levels of my being.
I undertake this clearing throughout the multi-level dimensions throughout my being.
And throughout all time, space, and dimensions.
And throughout all time, space, and dimensions.
Both known or unknown.
Both known and unknown.
And I do the Ho'oponopono prayer by saying, I love you.
I love you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
And thank you.
Thank you.
And then say, I declare it so.
I declare it so.
So be it.
So be it.
It is done.
It is done.
All right, so I'm just going to tune into your field. And of course, that cleans you up even more. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask how long will this clearing be good for? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So about 22 hours. So can you see the difference between me doing it and you doing it?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's, you making a declaration about what you want to show up in your life is extremely powerful thing to do. And the more that you do it, the stronger that reaction is from the universe, and the more that this will start to be run on your subconscious level. So if you were to take this short clearing and not even knowing what the non-beneficial energies are or where they're from, and did it for 21 days straight, you would have major changes in your life just by doing that. So that's how simple it is, but how profound it is.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat. So tuning into your body right now, I don't know whether did you feel any shifts at all? Not that you had to.
I don't, I seem to have a little bit of pressure in my chest area.
Okay, so in that pressure in your chest area, what is that? What is that strength on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being right off the charts? Can you give me a number?
I would say it's a 3.
All right, so if you could put your hand where you've already got it there, so that's where it is the strongest. And I want you to stay out of your head, stay in your body. Don't try and fix it. Don't try and change it. Don't try and make it go away. Just sit there with that feeling. And if it feels right to you, take a deep breath and sigh on the exhale. So I'll do one with you. Ah. All right, so do another one.
Ah.
And one more.
Ah.
Great. And now say, I'm connected to heaven.
I'm connected to heaven.
And grounded to earth.
And grounded to earth.
Okay, now tune in, and on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being right off the chart, where are you?
Could it get worse?
It can get worse? Yeah, sure. It can get worse, yeah.
A little bit worse,
Where are you?
I'd say it's a 4 or a 5.
All right, interesting. Interesting. So so let's do a clearing around that. So so your message to your elemental I, that part that runs your subconscious, is when I focus my breath, so say this, spinning your pendulum counterclockwise.
All right.
When I focus my attention on that part that needs to be healed.
When I focus my attention on that part that needs to be healed.
I'm asked my elemental I.
I ask my elemental I.
To send it loving energy.
Ascendant loving energy.
Yes. Any trauma.
Say it again.
To release any trauma.
Release any trauma.
Unresolved conflict.
On unresolved conflict.
Any and all sources.
From any and all sources.
Known or unknown.
Known or unknown.
So I can live my life with ease and grace.
So I can live my life with ease and grace.
And don't need to feel suffering in my body.
And do not need to feel suffering in my body.
And I declare it so.
And I declare it so.
And so this is your message to your body. I love you, body.
I love you, body.
That I didn't understand this before.
You cut out a little bit. You said, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're saying, I love you, I'm sorry, and so say sorry to your body. So it would be, I'm sorry, body, understand your messages before.
I'm sorry, body, that I have not been able to receive your messages from before.
Right. So I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
And thank you.
And thank you.
And I declare it so.
And I declare it so.
So be it.
So be it.
It is done. So is there background noise going on? What's the background noise?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's my phone. Go ahead. I turned it off.
Oh, I just wondered what it was. It was like a parrot or something talking in the background. All right. So let's see how your body is doing in being able to receive that communication. So I'm tuning in and asking your body, was it able to receive that communication? And about 75%. So can you use some of your own words talking to your elemental body? You can use any of the words that I used or make up your own. So your message to your body or your elemental I that runs your subconscious subconscious and regulates your breathing and does all those, things that your conscious mind doesn't need to know how to do. So what to that part of your being?
I'm not really sure what to say, I guess.
Or use any of the words that I used.
I really don't. Sorry, I was just.
Well, why don't you start with the Ho'oponopono prayer? Because
Okay.
there's a miscommunication between you and your body. So at least you could do that.
Body.
Right?
Yes. Body, I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. And thank you.
And then let's do an installation using your pendulum clockwise. And why don't we stall the following program? My message to my body is I choose to live. I choose to live with ease and grace and no pain.
I choose to live with ease and grace and no pain.
And I declare it so.
And I declare it so.
So be it.
So be it.
It is done.
It is done.
All right. So let's see. Your body was able to hear that 100%. So now let's go back, and when you tune into yourself, what you were feeling in your chest area on a scale of 0 to 10, where are you?
It's better. I would say it's back down to a 3, maybe a 2.
All right. Great. So I don't want you to do anything other than what you feel guided to do. You can spin your pendulum clockwise, or I just want you to sit with your hand there where it's the most intense. Stay out of your head. Don't try and fix it. Don't try and make it go away. Don't try and do anything. Just be with it. I'm going to go on and do something else on the call, and I'm going to come back to you, okay? So I'm just going to let you do that on your own.
All right.
So I'm moving over to the Dowsing and Energy Healing group, and there's been all sorts of requests for assistance. Before I forget, and if you what I'm talking about, just type in Dowsing and Energy Healing into Facebook, and you'll find the group that I'm referring to. Congratulations to everybody for joining me. I love working with you as a group. There's 1,791 members. That's a very powerful force for change and transformation. So thank you for showing up and learning how to clear yourself and the planet, one person at a time, starting with yourself. So I highly recommend one of the posts. I think I pasted the post, or pinned the post, I guess is the right expression, is I'm encouraging you to listen to the Quantum K clearing video at least once a month. So I've posted the link there. I think it's 23 minutes. You sit in front of the computer, just watch the computer screen, and it runs all these numbers and gives you a radionics clearing. Very, very powerful. Highly recommend it. It's for free. And actually, I think there's 3 programs, different levels. So anyway, check out the site and the link there. That would be really, really great. I just did an interview, part 3 of 4, on the Wellness Show with Bill Heinrich, A True Life Purpose. Just I'm going to say a quick comment. My life really, really radically changed for the better when I discovered what my divine gifts were, and when I learned to know what this incarnation was for me, so I could show up and deliver my passion to the world. So if that's something that you want to know about, I really encourage you to head over to the Dowsing and Energy Facebook group page or the Wellness Show Facebook page, and the links to the show, which is www.thewellnessshow.ca. Listen to the 3 calls so far, and you'll learn more about what it is. I had a really interesting post from Energy Viewing. It's of an energy line that was caught on camera And the comments were interesting with regard to that. I'm just going to go to them now. And that was Gina Bailey said, "Awesome. I see this with my bare eyes a lot." And I said, "Wow, that's pretty neat." I said, can you see it with your eyes closed?" She says, "A seeing with eyes energy viewing. There's a Facebook page on it. I mostly teach it, but use it for healing. You can use it to see the energy inside or around people." That's great. I also learned a technique at the Canadian Society of Dowsing, a meeting on this weekend. On Saturday, we learned how to read auras. And the way that you do it in that way is you take a piece of red paper against a white background. It can be a white wall or a white screen. And you stare at the paper for about a minute, I think, or a minute and a half. Then you take the paper away and you will see green, a green halo on the screen. Then you have the person step into that green energy, and then you'll start to be able to see their auric colors. Now, if you continue to do that for a while, it'll become almost second nature. So that's something that you want to learn how to do. That would be really neat. And Gina says, "I've seen white auras all my life. I used to look at everyone in church and see everyone's white shadow. I thought I was little," and she didn't finish the sentence there. "Just recently have been able to pick up color. My fiance sees color auras very well. He has no idea he has a gift." And somebody says, "Do you see the eyes and the pyramid as well as the lines and spiral?" And Gina said, "I haven't got to the pyramids. I do see things in the dark with my eyes closed through my third eye. I'm growing every day, and anyone that has any pointers on how to look for that or growing more would like to know. I have some past lives come up in dreams, and I've been told I know this is one I am ready to see finally and will help move on. I'm looking into how to see it." Wow, great. So I told her to listen to today's energy healing call, of which, of course, nobody could understand because the sound was so terrible. So Gina Bailey, you can listen to today's healing hour call and hopefully be able to get past that muffled sound and hear what I had to say. David Carmen goes on to say, "Seeing with your eyes closed is what I call energy viewing. There's a Facebook page on it. I mostly teach it, but also use it for healing. You can use it to see the energy inside around people." Great. So David Carmen, if you're listening to this, it'd be great if you gave us the link to that Facebook page. So there you are. That's for energy viewing and being able to see auras. So let's come back to you, Melissa. How are you doing? Can you tune into your bar?
Yeah, it's about the same. I think we're agree.
All right, so it's not working for you, so just let her go and just relax. And but that's one way for a lot of people that you can use with your clients. It's called instant healing. It's just get them out of their head, get them in their body, focus on where the pain is, and it usually will lessen. So there's something else, like we have discovered in our call previously, behind it all that we need to get at first. But for most people, that's all they need to do to be able to clear the energy. And some miraculous things have happened using that technique. Some, conditions that people have been plagued with for a long time literally go when you do that. All right, so we're moving on to comments for Personal Clearing Tuesday. This is for last Tuesday. There's quite a few requests here. Let me just see. So Madhu Jave from India, she would like a clearing for her inner child. So let's do that clearing for everybody on the call now and everybody call. And it would go something like this, spinning your pendulum counterclockwise. It would be, I translate, transmute, transfigure, heal, and repair all non-beneficial energies from any and all sources that adversely affect my inner child. I also remove any hooks, cords, or bleed through from this lifetime or any other lifetime, past lifetime, this lifetime, or any future lifetime, or from my matriarchal or patriarchal lineages, or from my soul family. And I undertake this clearing through the multidimensional levels of my being and throughout all time, space, and dimensions. And I ask for the assistance of my light team to undertake this clearing 24/7, 365 until it's complete. And because it has to do with myself, I would say the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. Then finish it off by saying, I declare it so. So be it. It is done. Yeah, interesting. Also associated with this is there was a post today that I read about bleed through that a person was experiencing up from walk-ins. So she had 3 or 4 walk-ins going on, and it was really difficult for her to know what was hers, what was the walk-ins, and so it was really getting confusing. So if you're having trouble with walk-ins or bleed-throughs from past lives, or even from a future life, I really suggest that you clear this up. And the way that I would suggest you do that is making a declaration like this. This is my body. This is my incarnation. This is my opportunity to grow to the light. So any beings who are disembodied, who are from any and all and any or known or unknown dimension that are cohabiting my body or my auric field or any of the multidimensional levels of my reality, I ask them, according to the law of one, which is do no harm, to depart immediately to the light in order to receive their own body incarnate onto planet Earth. And I undertake this clearing with assistance of my light team, and I undertake this clearing throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both known or unknown. And I declare it so. So be it. It is done. It's really important as an energy worker or as a healer to have no piggybackers in your energy field. Remember, you're the one that did the karmic work to show up in this incarnation at this major change, time of change and transformation on the planet. You did the work for this. And so there's many, many entities from all sorts of dimensions, disincarnate and otherwise, that want to have this experience. But I would say that's all well and good, but not in your body, not in your world. They can always return and stand in line and get their own body to reincarnate and have the physical experience, but certainly not in my energy field or anybody else's. So that's just a word of advice. If it makes sense for you, please do that sort of clearing. So yes, we're standing by for any free call. If you'd like to call in toll free, the number is 1-866-369-7464 or 1-866-dowsing. We're standing by for your call. And Melissa's on the call with me, and she also does theta healing. So if you want a little gift of theta healing, I'm sure Melissa could help you out as well. So give us a call, 1-866-369-7464, standing by for your call. All right, we're moving on here. April Walker wants to work on old traumas and emotions. So again, using the deep clearing, it would go something like this. I, April Walker, and everybody on this call or listening to this call, undertake this clearing of all non-beneficial energies that come from any trauma, core fractures, or unresolved emotional conflict from this dimension or any other dimension, or from my matriarchal or patriarchal lineages, or from my soul family, or any bleed through from this lifetime, past lifetime, or future lifetime. And I undertake this clearing to bring all of that to zero through the transmutation of energy. Ask for the assistance of my light team to assist me, and I undertake it through the multidimensional levels of reality and throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both known or unknown. And I declare it so, so be it. It is done. So we have Joseph Chavello on the call. So welcome to the Healing Hour, Joseph. How can I help you? Joseph, you're on the call. How would you like some assistance?
Hi, Jason. How are you?
I am fine. And how are things in your world?
Not too bad, thank you.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to have cleared on this call?
Well, I could feel your clearing when you were doing it. It started working on my body right away.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
have you been listening to the call or just the fact that I've been clearing?
Just when you were clearing, like I turned on my Facebook, I seen you were live, and I became a spectator, and then I joined. Then I seen the phone number, and I called in.
Great. So so you're getting benefits from that. That's wonderful. Great. So we haven't talked for a while. So how's your major energy field? How are you doing? Are you being able to become more stabilized and being able to clear?
Well, I have, and I've noticed the benefits. I tried Sustanon. Although it's an attachment, I don't think it's psychiatric. I find some benefits to the medication. I've been more stable, and I haven't been. When the attachment's causing negative influence in my life, I haven't been reacting the way I used to. So I have to say there's much benefit. If I didn't have the negative influence, I wouldn't be acting out in those ways anyway. However, I find some balance with the medication.
Oh, good, great, because I know that was not an easy decision for you to make. So are you combining the medication are you still doing the deep clearing or the short clearing, or have you stopped doing that?
You know what, Tyson? One of your students, I'm probably one that never really listened and never did what you asked me to do, so I can't give you an in-fact result of anything. I think if I did take the time, I have some positive expectation. It would just have to be some dedication and commitment from me.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, Joseph, is that you've got the short clearing absolutely memorized and you know how to do it, which is pretty neat. I mean, you're one of the few people that can just rattle it off. You know, I know that you've never ever had the time, and I think part of it is just so much going on in your life emotionally and psychologically that you've never committed to the 21 days of actually doing the clearing, because it's almost impossible for you to focus that way. But I
could make commitments. I'm building routines in my life.
Yeah.
Structured in a way now where I could dedicate the time, and I might as well. I have somebody who removes attachments the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
I get the book of Medicine of the Bible, and she's willing to help me if I go to Florida. She's willing to help me at the beginning of November.
Great.
So I should have an actual removal. I met a Protestant, a pastor, and they call it a deliverance, but I talked to this lady, and he was more on having me, follow Christ's way, and for a lot of spiritual teaching, following the Christ within, and so it didn't really resonate with me to, I wanted help, but he wanted me to pray when I didn't want to. I don't know his type of prayers, because they walk around, I think they're Protestant, and they pray out loud, and I just was unfamiliar with the whole scene, so I didn't take part, but I do have somebody who's going to see me in Florida in November, and she's prepared. She's knowledgeable, and she's doing this out of the kindness of her heart.
Yeah.
And, so to speak, going to strap me in, make sure that my body's safe, and she's going to remove it. She's had experience and had lots of results. So
great. Yeah, deliverance or exorcism of possession is not the easiest thing on this planet, but for those listening to the call, this is part of the facts of life of what's going on as the planet clears itself through to its next evolutionary frequency, that all of the discarnate beings, all of the entrapped souls in the earth and the geopathic stress are all being released. So this is the time where all those beings as well want to return to the light. So a lot of them are attracted to light beings in the attempt to get back home for themselves. So the thing that's really important is try and keep all these beings out of your body and clear them through your auric field to the light. And sometimes they get into your aura, and sometimes you need some help to do some deep clearing around that. So, Joseph, I commend you. You've been at this seriously for quite a while, and you're going to have a story to tell when you get this all cleaned up. I have no doubt you're going to get to the bottom of this. So good luck with that, and stay in touch with us.
Thank you, Tyson. I will.
I also have another technique that's just come to me during the Canadian Society of Questers, and it's really a simple technique, and I'd like to share that with you. So come on back to me at some time, and we'll see if that one works as well. I love that you're a great test case. I get to try everything out on you to see if it works. So thanks for showing up and letting me do that. All right.
No problem. In the meantime, I'll try it out, Tyson.
All right. Bye for now.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Yes, it takes a lot of courage when you have deep possession problems to have enough wherewithal to stay away from suicide or absolute dejected, fear and shame and guilt and doubt, and all of those can become overwhelming feelings. And of course, when you have those feelings that you're a victim, then you're on that victim frequency, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry on that frequency has access to your body. And it takes a lot of love and compassion to move yourself out of that vibrational frequency, because you're not only doing it for yourself, but for all those entities that are in your field. So if you are one of those people out there, you have voices in your head, or you have trauma going on in that way, I'm more than willing to help you. The deep clearing usually clears up about 97% of the population, but sometimes the deeper work needs to be done, and I'm willing and able to help those that need that. So if you're one of them, you can call me on my toll-free number. If you want to keep it private, you can call me after this 1 hour. It's 1-866-DOWSING or 1-866-369-7464. So thank you, Joseph, for having the courage of phoning in and talking about a very difficult topic for a lot of people. All right, we're moving on here to April Walker, who wants to clear old traumas and emotions. Again, using, if you have done the 21-day clearing, which is really the shotgun approach, where it clears everything and anything you could ever imagine in that 21 days. And of course, you start off with a whole list of 64. On day 7, you then tune in either by using your pendulum or muscle testing, and you cut the list down by asking the question, which one of these numbers relate specifically to my situation? So on day 7, you cut the list down, day 14 and day 21. And if day 21 you're not free and clear after you do the shortest of the short, then it's time to get hold of me. After 21 days, you should be able to move on to the short clearing. And it's the short clearing form that I'm using to help you do these clearings. And of course, as we've showed on the show so far, when I do it for Melissa, it's one thing. We can get a clearing, but it isn't as intense and as deep as Melissa doing it for herself. So my goal really is I'm saying that I will help you do these clearings on these calls, and I don't have a problem doing that. And I'll do them not only for you, but for everybody on the call. I really want to teach each individual person how to do it for themselves, because I don't know about you, but I want to live on a much more peaceful, loving planet than I'm living on now. And so I need some people to help me do this, right? I need a group of people that's going to clear wherever they go. And just to give you a clue about where we're going with this is when you embody this ability to clear and your energy is at a level, you won't even have to say the clearing. You will literally be clearing wherever you go. With every thought, with every word, with every deed, with every action, you will be clearing. You will be the dominant frequency, and everything will shift around you. And so that's where we want you to get you to, where it's something that you don't even have to think about or worry about. In your world, you are just clearing automatically just by you showing up and knowing what your divine gifts are and just walking into the world and delivering them. You will change the world around you. So April, here goes. So spinning your pendulum counterclockwise, I translate, transmute, clear, all old traumas and emotions related to any resolved conflict I may have on any of my multidimensional layers of my reality. For everybody on this call or listening to this call, and I clear my matriarchal, patriarchal, and soul family lineages. I undertake this clearing with the assistance of my light team, and I clear throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both known or unknown. And because it has to do with personal work, these traumas and emotions are showing up for you to learn and grow, and all learning begins and ends inside of yourself. Then I would do the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. And then I'd say, I declare it so, so be it. It is done. That would also work, Nagesh Rao, Sardisa, for family issues. It's the same thing. When you do the short clearing, you can also find the short clearing in the files that you can download right on the Dowsing and Energy Healing Facebook group. Just go to the files, so you'll download the short form. You'll just see the area that you fill in, which is in the brackets, fill it in. And it would be exactly the same for family issues. I'll just give you a sense of what it would be. It would be, I translate, transmute, transfigure, heal, and repair all non-beneficial energies in and around and through my family of origin, my soul family, my matriarchal and patriarchal lineage. And I clear this throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both known or unknown. And I ask for the assistance of my light team to undertake this. And because it has to do with my family, I would say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. Now, the beauty of doing family clearing issues is you don't need permission. So you can do it for your husband, or your husband for the wife, or wife for the husband. You can do it for your children, your grandchildren. You can do it for your in-laws and your outlaws. Because you are all interconnected on the soul level, you agreed to incarnate together to learn certain lessons. So it is your divine right to do a clearing on your behalf and their behalf. And the beauty of that is when you do family of origin, according to the Tao, you're clearing somewhere in the neighborhood of 32,000 souls. I'll just say that. Again, you're going to be clearing 6 generations going back and 9 generations in the future. You're clearing about 36,000 souls. That's a lot. So that's why I want you to know that when you clear yourself and clear your family, you're also helping clear the planet. This is very, very powerful work to do. All right, same thing for you, April Walker. Any health problems? You also can use a short clearing. Do I need a picture or an address? No, I don't. I just need your name. If you want to have a private session to do that, it's $250 for an hour, and we can do whatever work at whatever level you need to clear you up whatever the health problem it is. But in the meantime, let's do a short clearing for you and for everybody else on the call. And it would go, and everybody who would be listening to this call, including Melissa and myself. So it would go something like this. I undertake this clearing on behalf of April Walker, everybody listening to this call now and in the future, and for Melissa and myself. I undertake this clearing of any non-beneficial energies from any and all sources that may be adversely affecting my health. I undertake this clearing with the system, my elemental I, to regulate my systems, my endocrine, and all my energy systems so they're perfectly balanced, so I can digest all my food properly. I can have the maximum benefit from the energy that I ingest from any and all sources, from any and all forms in which it arrives. And I undertake this clearing through the multidimensional levels of my being, throughout all time, space, and dimensions, through my matriarchal and patriarchal lineages and my soul family lineages. I ask for the assistance of my light team and my elemental I to regulate this self-healing ability 24/7, 360 for the maximum vital energy and health. And I declare it so. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. I declare it so. So be it. It is done. You know, one of the things we've been doing on this call is we've been really focused on the clearing. But, you know, more important than the clearing, I mean, it's all right to say what you don't want. And everybody, when I, work with clients, They can tell me story after story after story about what's wrong and what they don't want. But very few people do know what they do want. So we want to also, when we finish doing a clearing, it takes the energy field through the vortex of clearing counterclockwise to neutral. It's really important at that time you do not leave that doorway or vortex or portal open. It's really important to fill it with positive energy. So in this particular case, it would be, I fill this void with ninth dimensional energy. I'd be spinning my pendulum clockwise, and I would say I'm filling this this with ninth dimensional energy of light, love, light, and tone. That I have all the vital energy I need in every moment to get through my life with ease and grace. I'm always at the right time and the right place to make my next best step. And I bring to me radical self-love and gratitude and self-forgiveness. And I live my life with ease and grace. And I declare it so be it. It is done. Thank you. So, Melissa, this is sort of like when you go up in Theta and ask Creator to ask that those emotions be instilled, or for that you be able to feel them in your body. So, this is where the two, installation and the Theta, really fit really well together, so that it's not just an intellectual clearing that we're doing, but it's something that you can feel in your body. So do you want to talk a bit about that Theta aspect of going up to Creator, and so that you can actually those feelings into your body?
I would be happy to. I'm just not in there's been so much going on in my life right now that I'd be happy to do that maybe at a later time. Right now, I'm just want to observe and watch and listen. So.
Okay. So for those of you that do know Theta and do know how to go to, the seventh plane and ask Creator or command Creator to give the opportunity to feel the feelings associated with this. So you would ask Creator to install in you the ability to feel what it feels like to have all the energy that you need 24/7, 365, what it feels like to have a good night's sleep, what it feels like to have all the energy, vitality, health, and wellness, and prosperity that you could possibly imagine at your fingertips. And once you have that feeling in your energy system, then you just thank Creator for the installation, and it is done. So that's to give you a bit of a connection between the installation of energy after you do a clearing and how you can combine the short clearing with Theta. And I want you to feel it in your body, so it's not just an intellectual undertaking. All right, so Mita Ning wants to have a clearing around trauma and trapped emotions. We've already done that. Mita, just use the short clearing and clear any non-beneficial energies related to trauma or any trapped emotions, and clear it through to zero. You can do a short clearing and then use your pendulum to see if it's gone to the 0% impact. If it has, then thank your light team for their assistance, and then immediately do an installation where it would go something like this. I fill the void with ninth dimensional energy or higher, so I no longer need to learn through trauma or through trapped emotions, that I'm always in the right place at the right time until I can learn what I need to learn with ease and grace. And that those that are ready to guide me on my next best step are always available for me to do this with lightness, ease, and grace. And I declare it so be it, it is done. So Diana Marshall wants to have some help around past life relationships that are reoccurring in her life. We talked about that previously on the call. So Diane, please listen to what I talked about, bleed through from this lifetime, past lifetimes, and my comments around walk-ins, and that you want to clear all this energy through to the light. So a little bit more about that. So, one of the things that you can do around this, not only to clear past lives, is we are multidimensional beings, and sometimes we are scattered so much throughout the multiverse that sometimes for me, certainly on the night shift when I'm asleep, it's almost like this is my vacation, the third dimension, because there's so much going on the night shift. So one of the things I've asked when I'm on the night shifts, I've said to Creator, you can use me to do whatever you need on the night shift to raise whatever consciousness or to go to do your work. But I want to wake up with all the energy and vitality I need to get me through the day. And also, so I do that. And that's the conditions I've made to with Creator, and it works really well. Doesn't matter whether I'm awake half the night because I'm being downloaded with information, or I'm on another dimension clearing or doing whatever. I always wake up revitalized. I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning every morning, pretty well every morning, and every other day I go for a 45-minute walk. So that's how I manage my life. So I have all the vitality and energy that I need. So if you're having past life bleed through into this lifetime or any future lifetime or any multidimensional reality into this one, then you can call one soul right here. And so when you call one soul right here, you're saying all of who I am, wherever I be, on whatever dimension, I want it right here, right now, in this moment, because I want to clean up this situation. And you can state the situation. So that means when you call one soul right here, right now, that means all of your energy comes into you to clean up that situation. Now, there's a lot of energy when you do that. So if you know Tai Chi or your Qigong, then if you know the horse stance, then I really recommend when you do this that you assume the horse stance, pull that energy, and you can actually raise it up, your hands up over your head, pull the energy down through your crown chakra, and then push it like a cylinder around you right into the earth, so that you would say, I'm connected to heaven and grounded to earth. If you don't know what the horse stance is, please Google it. You'll see the stance that I'm talking about. It's the opening for Tai Chi or Qigong. It helps you be grounded and so that you can't be bowled over by energy. All right, here's one about not necessarily carb addiction, but we were talking about sensitivities to different foods. I was just listening to a doctor. She has a PhD. She was addicted herself at a young age, and she got interested in addictions and how to help people not be addicted anymore. And she also got into food science, and her PhD is in food. What she had to say really stuck with me. I didn't take her course, but what I am doing is what she recommended, which has to do with carb addiction. And that is, she said on the call, on the webinar, if you take and put on a table a pile of cocaine, and beside it a pile of sugar, and beside that a pile of white flour, you cannot tell the difference between the three. And the point she was making is those three are addictive substances. Any plant material that is refined is addictive to the human body. So that means your carbs, particularly in the area of pastas, cereals, anything that's refined is going to kick in as an addiction. And so I've made it a point to start to release myself from that. So right now I'm at 3 o'clock. Normally I'd be having a cup of tea. I would have a sugar substitute in it, which would be called xylitol. But she said any sugar from any source, tree, like that one's from birch, or any other substance is addictive. So that means, all right, tea with no sugar. So of any source, and it also means no cookie. I'm used to my cookie at this time of day because that's from refined flour, and also has to do. And so she says any flour from any source is not good either. And so that would be thrown out. And then the milk, is not good for me either. So that's gone. So now if I wanted to have tea, it'd have to be straight tea with no cookies. So I'm not a happy puppy. So I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 days. And you have to say, what I find is that my hunger kicks in, where I've never ever really felt hunger before, because I don't have those addictive substances in my body. I'm hungry. So it's really interesting why we do things like coffee and things that are addictive, because it is really regulating our body. And so anyway, that's what I've learned. That's what I'm doing. Hopefully that's helpful for anybody listening to this call. So try it for yourself. There's also another technique from JJ Virgin, who has an awesome programs around food. I've read her book, and she talks about these addictions as well. And she says remove each one of them for three, I can't remember what, I think it was for 3 months. Just cut them all out. And then bring them back into your food, what you eat, one at a time. And she said you will automatically know which ones are kicking your system out of balance, whether it's wheat or whether it's milk. And I can't remember what the third one was. So she has 3 of those that are deadly combinations for most people that give you gastronomical problems and gives you feelings of addiction and means you can't lose weight. Okay? So anyway, that's my limited knowledge, JJ Virgin. And if I remember, I'll look up this other scientist who has a PhD in her program, which I got really excited about as well. All right, so Fabolia Wanderlust JB, that's a great name. I guess that's their handle. Clearing creativity blocks or creativity insecurity. Yeah. So, that would be just a short clearing. Again, it would be, I translate, transmute, transfigure, heal, and repair any non-beneficial energies in, around, and through my being from me or my house or from my belief system, from any source. I may pick this up, that I'm not a creative human being, and that I undertake this clearing with the assistance of my light team throughout the multi-dimensional layers of my being and throughout all time, space, and unknown. And because it has to do with me, I would say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you, and I declare it so be it is done. And I know that was really, really fast, but I think I want to get to the installation part of it. It would be something like this. I know my divine gifts. When I step into the divine flow, I have full access to my creativity. It flows through me from source with little or no obstruction. It's always available for me in whatever form I want to receive it, whether it be artistic, music, dance, or any other source of creativity that brings me infinite joy and abundance. When I tap into this energy, again, gives me laughter and joy, and I declare it so be it, it is done. Yeah, the counterpart to all this feelings of shame, guilt, fear, doubt, and all those feelings that we have to wrestle with because we're on this dimension of light and dark can really be counterbalanced by being creative and bringing joy into our life. So if you're not creative and you're not taking time to be creative, then please do take that time. All right, Monique Sage, physical trauma. We've really dealt with that. Listen to the call. We've done a lot around physical trauma. We've done a lot around past life karma, resulting in self-sabotage for Avinder. And that's the list. So let's see if we have anybody else who has shown up through Facebook. And I don't see anybody right now. So that was all the personal clearings that were requested through the Dowsing and Energy Healing Facebook for this Tuesday. So moving on, I'd like to thank all the new members to the Dowsing and Energy Healing Facebook group. Welcome to the tribe. I love you, Nita Cameron, for posting from the Wellness Show group is using the pendulum for online emotional clearings and what this is doing for you in your life. That's really amazing. Thank you for sharing. And for Kelly Laparatus, I can never quite say your name right. Thank you for the interviews that I did with you on the Wellness Show on the Sasquatch message. And I spent a long time with that on the last call, virtually can listen to. So I'm going to read a bit out of this time because what's said in that is really important. So this is a message from Sasquatch, or the abominable snowman, or the Yeti, or whatever they've been called by many, many different cultures and traditions. These are interdimensional beings. They're usually 12 to 14 feet or taller. They're hairy. They have an unusual smell, which is quite pungent. They are multidimensional beings. They're usually found around intergalactic space travels. They hitchhike with ETs. They're amazingly gifted. They can appear and disappear. So all you people out there who are trying to track them on these TV shows, forget it. They have the ability to literally disappear in front of your eyes. They're only going to show up if they trust you. So if you're out there, banging and crashing around trying to find a Yeti or a Sasquatch, it isn't going to happen. So anyway, that's me telling you, give it up. So this is the communication from Shanata Ral. And she's communicating in the book, the Messages to Humanity, Book 3. And this is a message to Kelly. Good evening, little sister. It's an honor to connect and share with you at this time. It's an apparent humanity that there's a serious imbalance and disease within your race and home planet. The history of human consciousness has always been a battle of love and fear, but you are learning that you create your reality through your consciousness and experiences. Many more of your people are awakening to this truth and walking between the worlds of matter and energy. And those that apply this wisdom towards developing themselves into a way that is in service to others are true humanity. He goes on to say, many ancient civilizations from around the world have carried, mostly through oral traditions, great wisdom taught to them from our star nations and star elders. This wisdom included healing practices, ceremonies, rites of passage, and other ancient teachings that existed before the human race, which have been kept to this day. Your people that chose to practice and help others integrated these ancient wisdoms are often called shamans, witches, sorcerers, medicine men and women, and healers. Sometimes the descriptions carry a negative connotation from selfish energies that wish to instill the idea of fear or evil to such sacred practices. For purposes of this transmission, we refer to them as healers and the practice of shamanism. Healers are not to be exalted for having special powers over any other person, but they are teachers just like every member of the human race. These shamans are not always human either. My people and many races of star elders are considered great healers as well. And we are here to assist humoring. Healers practice being in service to others and stewards to nature and all life on earth. Healers and shamans are souls who dream their world into being by applying their energy and senses towards the reality they choose to create, like many of you that reads these words. And it continues on. But that gives you a bit of a taste. So head over to the Dowsing and Energy Healing and look for Kelly's post. And better yet, buy the book. It's really fascinating to know what the star elders and the Sasquatch have to say to us. It's very powerful messages. We are all healers. We're all here at this time of transformation on this planet. and we need all the help we can get, whether it's from the Sasquatch or from the Star Nations. And on the same topic, if you go to www.therainbowchildrensnetwork.com, you will also learn about these children, the rainbow children, the star children, the indigo children, the crystal children, which are the forerunners of the state of consciousness that we're moving in as the planet goes through this major change. I know for myself that I'm a forerunner to that. I have psychic abilities that I've been gifted with in talking and interviewing Kelly and her husband, Kwani. I know that they're both gifted as well, and that they have know of many on their network have birthed these type of children onto the planet. So if you want to know more about this and to help these children feel comfortable in their bodies and feel comfortable on Earth, which is really a strange place for these kids because they're coming through with all 12 strands of their DNA activated and really at home in their bodies, and they're in a very crazy world with all this violence. They really need some help to be greeted and to know that they're appreciated and loved. They don't need Ritalin. They don't need drugs. They don't need, all these diagnoses that our culture is giving them. They just need to be loved and appreciated and understood that they communicate in a totally different way than most human beings do. All right, so that's a little bit about that. If you're interested in what the Sasquatch have to say, not only can you read the book, but if you're interested in what he's talking about, shamanism and the message from the elders, we have a group that we're involved in with Courtney Strawhart Hale. You can find the program that we're working on together. It's called www.findingtheforce.com, where we're bringing Indigenous culture information together and learning from it. And if you have the wherewithal, I really encourage you to join us. We are going to be going this New Year's to visit the shaman I work with, a Mayan shaman in Merida in Mexico, and we'll be spending a week with him doing ceremonies. There'll be a full moon ceremony. We'll also be greeting the new year. We'll be doing a balancing of the male-female energies. We'll be doing a female energy initiation in a cave. We'll be talking to the Lords of Light and doing ceremonies at some of the Mayan temples. So it's going to be an amazing. So if you feel called, please join us. So that's a little bit about that as well. So we haven't had anybody phone in, which is unusual. We've dealt with many requests live through the Facebook page, but we are now past the hour by 9 minutes. And I really like to thank Melissa for joining me live on this call and partnering with me, so it's not a lonely. As I talk into the camera and read comments and do clearings in the Netherlands of Facebook. So it's good to have you showing up as a real live person and showing other people that they can join us on the call. There's room for 4 people actually on the call at any one time. So hopefully people in listening to this, because they're going to see your face, say, gee, why can't I do that? Why can't I join Tyson on the call? And guess what? You can. And also you can phone in. I'm available every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time right here on Facebook. I've shifted the show from my homepage to the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy because apparently I can reach more people. Where I've gone, that's where I've gone. I'm now on the Academy. It's the Extraordinary Academy. But you should be able to follow this on any one of my pages. I should be coming up as a live presenter on Facebook Live. So, into Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise, this is Tyson Benning, the Energy Healer, signing off and thanking you yet again, Melissa Johnson, for joining me on this. And until next week, bye for now.